Hey anyone, how's it going? Welcome to Bite Size Reactions, where today I'll be watching Venom Let There Be Carnage in theaters. So obviously there won't be a live reaction of me because I'm watching it in the movie theater. However, I will give you an immediate reaction as soon as I get out and, some kind of review. Usually something rambling. That's sort of a review. Well, I'm excited to watch the movie, so see you afterwards. And I'm back. I gotta say, I really enjoyed that movie. About as much, maybe even a little bit more than I enjoyed the first Venom movie. It's just really fun, and it's not really that complicated. I don't know where I was going with that. Now, I don't think I'll ramble on too much about the movie, so I'll finish it all in the car rather than going home like I sometimes do. So, talking about the movie, really the big focus of it was Venom and Eddie's relationship, right? Because they're stuck in the same body and they have to get together, and they're different people. They're different personalities and they have to deal with each other. So it's interesting to see them react and play off of each other and break apart like they do in this movie, right? They take some time and just go their separate ways. And, I think Venom kills a lot of people. I think that's just something the movie just kind of skipped over. Like, symbiotes in the wrong hosts tend to kill them. So did Venom just kill a lot of people on his just I'm gonna go solo time? I don't know. They really kind of skipped over that. Did I feel that whole arc was a tad rushed? Yes. I mean, let's be honest, this is a 90-minute movie in total, or 97, whatever. It's very short for the way superhero movies have been going recently. So, I don't know, maybe you could have thrown in an extra 5 minutes or something in there to let this breathe a little bit more. Maybe have Eddie kind of deal with the fact of, missing Venom a bit more. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching here. And it comes to our villains, Cletus Cassidy, Carnage, and Shriek. Now, actually, when it comes to Cassidy, that is one of my biggest issues with this movie, is that despite all the entire movie, we never get an answer to why Cassidy calls Eddie over in the first place, right? Why Eddie out of everyone? It's been years since he's been really relevant, apparently, or at least just a year since he's been relevant. Why him out of all people? Right, I understand that when it comes to movies, especially superhero movies, there's a lot of just coincidence and, things just happen for the plot. But still, this just felt so forced, and it was kind of unnecessary. I mean, the answer is right there. I mean, you couldn't have said Eddie did, right? You couldn't have said that maybe Eddie was the one who, covered his story years ago, right? Give them some kind of prior history for why Cassidy calls him. I always thought since the first movie that maybe Cassidy already had Carnage inside him for some other reason, and it was because of that. It was because of Carnage that he went for Eddie and Venom. But that wasn't the case. He didn't become Carnage until after he already was Venom, so it's just, it's confusing, but that's my absolute worst thing about the movie. So, honestly, not that bad, right? Cletus was great. Woody Harrelson really put some crazy into the character, and I enjoyed it. And it came to Carnage. I kind of wish they brightened him up a little bit more red. Because at times we focused in and he just looked kind of ashen gray, especially because there's a lot of ashen gray around his eyes to, reflect the fact that in the comics he had dark lines around his white eyes. So, I don't know, maybe you could have upped the red a little bit because it just didn't work sometimes. But as for the symbiote itself, it was amazing. All the action, the tendrils, the spikiness, it was super cool. And honestly, favorite part of the movie was the fact that he just up and jumped and turned into a tornado somehow. Like, how does that happen? What? You just came into this world like barely 2 minutes ago, and somehow you're making tornadoes, and Venom over there doesn't even know how to make an axe with his hands, apparently. Then Shriek. It was, let's say, a tad jarring, because in the last Venom movie, there was really no sign of other super people. And in this movie, even in this movie, there was no sign of other super people besides Shriek 2. I'm sorry about that car alarm. But there was no other super people besides Shriek, so I don't know. It just felt tad odd, but otherwise I really enjoyed her. The character was done well, even though it was clear there was going to be a conflict, right? You can't give a person sound-based powers when the villain has a weakness to sound, right? I was wondering if maybe they were going to give Carnage like immunity for sound for some reason, just like to have them work together as a team, but no, they're meant to be their own like bane of existence by the end of it. So whatever, still fun. Then the end. That end. First of all, just before the end, we saw that police officer Mulligan. His eyes flash blue. Now, from what little I know of the comics, I know there's toxin, right? There's a blue symbiote, another blue symbiote that, is wandering around that has to do with Venom and Carnage. And so clearly that's some kind of maybe sequel teaser. And while I think it's cool, I'm also disappointed, right? I don't want the Venom 3 villain to be another symbiote, right? I've enjoyed this movie. The last movie was okay in terms of like the Venom v Venom fight. But it's like, we've seen this same v same fight already. Twice. Give us something different, please. I don't want to keep seeing two goo monsters hitting each other again and again. So maybe Toxin will be an ally, or I don't know. But first of all, we have to deal with the end credits scene, which, big spoilers here, people, along with the other Spider-Man villain, Venom has come to the MCU. What? It looks like whatever Doctor Strange did and how he and Peter messed up the spell to erase Peter's memory in No Way Home, that'll bring other Spider-Men, or at least the other older Spider-Man villains, right, from the other movies into that movie. And it looks like it took Venom too. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Honestly, I have no clue. Is Venom going to stay in the MCU? Is he going to go back home? Is he going to be in the Spider-Man No Way Home? I'm clueless. All I'm hoping is that Sony isn't using No Way Home as a way to take the MCU Spider-Man and put him in their universe, because that will be very disappointing. Now, unfortunately, I think what all I've been talking about has sounded a bit negative, but honestly, I enjoyed the movie. I had fun, and that's most important to me, right? Do I have fun watching this? Because that's why I'm watching this. I'm watching it to enjoy myself, to have fun. And I had fun. I enjoyed the movie. I had fun watching it with my friends, and it'll be something I'll be glad to watch again. So, yeah. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. What was your favorite part of the movie? Over here will be whatever YouTube decides to show you. Over here will be a playlist of my videos. And on my face will be the subscribe button. Like, comment, subscribe, criticize even. I don't mind. See ya.